Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Today I want to do a random, I call it a random pour. So it's a bit like a dirty pour, but I'm just going to kind of pour the paint everywhere. I'm using a magenta, kind of like an olive green, a pink and a gold metallic. I'm quite nervous about the green, but I had it left over, so I thought, oh well, I'll chuck it in because it's more that I want to see what like the random pour idea, how it works. Before I get started, thank you very much for visiting my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying it, what you're watching, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And stick around to the end because I do have a surprise for you. So my cup is all poured. And where I got this idea is so when I do a dirty pour or a ribbon pour, I tend to go in lines. But I run workshops locally, and one of my workshops, the lady just kind of did a random thing. And I thought, oh, that'd be quite interesting to try that. So that's the plan, is to just be random. And yeah, she just went all over the place. She just did her own thing. So I thought, well, that looks really, ooh, I was nervous about the green, but I actually think I think she went round in circles. So I'm kind of going round in squares. She very much did her own thing. So I thought, well, you know what? I do like the look of what she's doing. So I'm going to try that and see what happens. And I thought I would share it with you. The cup. Oh, I love the look of these cups. Sometimes I think I like the cups more than the pours. Although this one is actually looking really quite interesting. I'm going to pull out some and just go into my corners because I've got the paint in there. And I always find corners the hardest bit to get to when it comes to tipping my paint. In terms of consistencies with this, I've kept everything the same consistency. I think I've worked on a 1:3 ratio. So I don't know, you know, like I've already getting cells, they're popping through. So that's, it's always a good thing. Although with the random, I think with the random kind of dirty pour, cells are not the, you know, they're not essential. But it does look quite interesting, doesn't it? I think what I'll do is I'll start by torching it. I've also used a different gold today. I've used a different brand of gold because I've got tired of the gold that I currently use. It just is, it's just too insipid. It's kind of come out more of an old gold though. What I am going to do is before I start tipping, I'm just going to start pushing paint off to my edges so it travels better. I tend to do this because I just don't want to lose lots of paint unnecessarily. And it means I can, you know, I've got more control of the composition, you know, where I want the paint to go, because I haven't lost a lot of paint trying to get it off my canvas. And, you know, and I'm not too worried because, you know, some of this is not looking that nice, but, you know, your first bits to go are your ends. So it's not too much of a problem. This is taking a little bit more time this side to get it around the edge. It's funny, you know, this is a level table that I've got. It's got special level feet. And yet I can still see that it's not quite level. Interesting, hey? What I do like about this is I started, you know, so I had pink at the top of my cup and I started there, and it's sort of like created a center point. So I'd like to try and keep that if I can. What am I going to do? Because it's almost nice enough just to leave it the way it is. But I probably would like to tidy up my edges and my ends. Come on, go there. So I suppose because that pink piece is my centerpiece, I want to try and hold on to it. Wonder if I should wear gloves, but I don't like the feel of gloves on my hands. I like to feel the paint because I suppose I can judge it better when I can feel the paint tipping off, how much I'm moving it, and I want to stay in the camera lens so you can see. So one thing I will say that I'm finding nice about this is that it is random. So there's no real pressure to hold the pattern, or that, you know, you can kind of just do your own thing a little bit. What I'm probably not liking now, even though in the beginning I wanted to hold on to that, is that you know, this is all blending nicely and now you got a block. I wonder if there's something we can do about that block. Try and move it away a bit. Does mean, and I think that's also what's quite nice, is because you're not, there's no, oh yeah, that's looking better. It's because one other thing that's quite interesting about recording yourself when you're doing these is I've often, you know, and you have to go back and you edit, I've often looked at sometimes some of what I've done and I thought, you know, I probably should have stopped there. So I'm trying not to be too hasty. No, I think I like it. Yep, I like it because I like that pink, and there's enough of the strong pink coming through, so I don't want to push any more paint off because I think I'll actually lose everything. I might give it a little bit of a torch. See if I bring anything up in that section there. That is quite a big pink block, so it might just sit. Actually, I really like this, and I've liked that it is random. That there's no, you know, flip cups, you sort of trying to get cells and not stretch your cells too much. So, you know, you kind of concentrating quite hard, I think, sometimes to make sure you're not stretching them too far and you're holding the whole pattern together. With the, you know, when I've done these like in a line, you know, I try to make sure I hold those lines and I don't stretch them too far and lose the shape. Whereas this one has been easy as. You shall do these again. And I like, you know, like that. Yeah, actually, I like, and I said to you I was worried about the green because sometimes pink and green don't look good, but I think what really worked is I put magenta, gold, green. So I created a separation because the magenta and the green can often make a brown, but the gold created enough of a separation. And also the gold is a semi-transparent. And so putting it over, you know, the magenta is also a semi-transparent, but putting it over the magenta, you can see the magenta is shining through, but the gold has got like a shimmer on the top, which is lovely. But also the pink is an opaque. So putting the magenta and the pink together, that's how you've ended up with this magenta, and then the pink is sort of shining through. And, you know, the same as it's in these sections here, which I think is really nice as well. And I'm liking this gold. I think I'm going to be using this gold a little bit more often. Looks good. I'll bring you in for a close-up. So there it is as a close-up. And like I say, I really do like, you know, so there you can see the magenta sitting on top of the opaque pink. And there, you know, well, like I said, how I layered it with the magenta and the gold is now sitting on top of the magenta. And it's doing the same with the green. But, and I like the fact that, you know, there's those blocks of pink because we've got that big pink there. So that sort of balances it. But you've got some nice cells. And then you've, again, the magenta sits on top of the green, making another nice effect. In all, I think it's good. And like I say, it was enjoyable because there was no rules. Not that, I think this is an art form that, you know, because it's free flow, it doesn't have that many rules. But I wasn't trying to hold on to the lines or the cells, or I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I enjoyed it from that perspective. I did mention a surprise, and the surprise is if you're interested in learning about acrylic pouring, I do have an e-course. The link is below, so if you want to know more, just, you know, go into the description and have a bit of a read. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.